This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
Now, I knew nothing about this guy. I had heard about the Liver King.
I ate raw liver.
Uh-huh. And I guess there's a Netflix documentary. I was going to watch it yesterday, and I ran out of time.
He was a liar.
Yeah, he's a scam.
Yeah, he was just a
whatever.
steroid guy. But he's a cartoon character.
Hey, this just in. A lot of the fitness influencers online are liars. A lot of them have always been skinny people. Weird. And a lot of them are just trying to sell you products. So that's that. But so, in short, the Liver King is a guy that came online and ate raw liver.
Now, that's a guy that looks like he smells.
Oh,
Yeah, and is unpleasant to converse with.
Yeah. And was like a fitness influencer or whatever. Said that his physique was from eating these like raw organs and da-da-da-da-da. But it was revealed, there was emails leaked between him and his doctor. He was indeed on steroids.
All right. And then the doctors say foodborne illness, don't eat raw meat, yada, yada, yada,
Yeah.
yada, yada, not great.
There's something happening there.
I think that raw meat's gone to his brain.
I think so. So he's married to the Liver Queen. And they've got a couple kids.
But she stinks too.
Yeah. Let's see what their kids are. What are their kids' name? Striker with a Y and Rad. They're
all right.
Just so you know the people we're dealing with.
Yeah. That says it all. It's kind of cool though. Rad. Wait, is it Rad? Or are you looking for Rad?
So anyway, the Liver King got called out on Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan said something about him being a fraud, essentially. That it was preposterous that he had his physique without steroids, is basically
any numbnuts can see that.
Right. The Liver King was very offended by
Of course. Because he has to create an afterlife now that he has no liver, now that he's been, they know his scam. So now he's just got to be Mr. Controversy, Mr. Angry.
Right. His name is Brian Johnson.
Hey, Brian.
So Brian Johnson, now I saw the original video, the threat, quote unquote, to Joe Rogan. And it didn't seem very threatening. It did seem unstable. I will say that. And I would have also called the cops just because he's unstable. And he knows where Joe's at, and that's scary. It's scary when you have somebody who's off their meds and out to get you. The video seemed calm, which is also scary.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
The quiet serial killer in the corner with the lampshade on.
Right.
Watch out for those guys.
So the first video, and he was shirtless in this weird hat, and his legs, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, his legs were shaking the whole time.
But then again, I wouldn't be surprised to see the President of the United States in a corner with a lampshade on his head.
It's true.
All right, go ahead.
So the first video, he's talking about how, he's like, Joe Rogan, you're well-versed in jiu-jitsu, and I would like to, let's have a fight wherever you want to, this and that.
Comes out wants to fight, huh?
Totally. Which is why I was like, it's not really a threat. It's more like meet me at the,
Well, it's a little gay.
It's kind of gay.
If I were to walk up to somebody, today at the golf course, on the putting green, it's like, hey man, in my Hawaiian shirt I got on here with my sleeves rolled up.
Right.
I go, hey man, you want to go out behind the clubhouse and fight?
Right.
That's a little gay.
Well, and he was like, you name the venue and the time, and the circumstances.
He needs to fight Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
That's the fight I'd watch.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
Totally.
Let's get that one going.
So, and mind you, Joe Rogan's never met this guy. It's just that one comment that, and listen, there's plenty of reasons. I get it why people would not like Joe Rogan, but whatever. So, dude gets arrested. Liver
Really?
King gets arrested for making a terroristic threat.
What's the threat? Do we have some audio or what's going on?
Yeah, I'll play. I'll play. I don't know if we have the original video.
All right, and this is on the podcast, or
No, this is on his.
all right.
The Liver King guy did this on his Insta.
Okay,
It was all on Instagram.
all right. Let's have it.
So here's the first.
My name's Liver King. Man to man, I'm picking a fight with you. Yeah. I have zero training in jiu-jitsu. You're a black belt. You should dismantle me. But I'm picking a fight with you. Your rules, whatever you want me to weigh, I'll weigh it. I weighed 190 this morning. I'll come to you whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready to go. I'm on a vibration plate, by the way. That's what I'm shaking on.
And he's dancing. Is he holding a gun? I don't know what that is.
Yeah, if he's got a gun.
It's a gold gun.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's his problem right there.
Probably would have been better without guns.
Without the gun, it would have been fun.
He's dancing. Seems very unstable.
Yeah, that's pretty entertaining, right?
Let me see.
But the value is the principle. You can't pick a fight with a real king and then expect there not to be an actual fight, bro. The liar king, yeah.
Dude, this is what they do in professional wrestling, except he's got a couple of bazookas in each hand.
Okay, so now that video is all the way down here on his Insta.
That's pretty funny.
Look at how many videos we've posted since we've been arrested. It's a lot.
So he is arrested.
He was arrested and released.
Okay.
And since then, we've been posting a lot of unhinged videos.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, well, yeah, a lot of people are looking at him right now.
Right.
You're talking about him, so people got to look.
Right.
People like crazy people. People love crazy people.
Let's see.
Good morning, primals. From the vibration plate of the greatest state in the world, Austin, Texas. Texas is the state.
Thank you.
Dude, eat some more liver. And you know what? I liked him better when he ate liver.
Right.
Because without liver, he seems a little unhinged.
Okay.
He seems crazy.
So here we go. This is the other one.
Do you hear that? Listen.
This is my favorite.
That's the birds. The birds are chirping, but the wild is actually calling. But we don't get to do that. Sipping the coffee right now. Coffee and cocaine, that's what I'm sipping.
We know.
Minus the cocaine part, that part. I'm not sipping that, actually. I'm about to go do my enema. Queen, where's this coffee from that I'm using? Ours. I like it. She's very territorial. She says ours. What brand is it?
Duncan.
It's Duncan.
What brand of coffee? Who makes it? Is it the Keon coffee? And I'm drinking it. Right, but you can drink it, right? My wife makes it for me. Thank you, Queen. That's the kind that I use for my enemas. That's the kind that I drink in the mornings.
Cool.
My morning routine.
That's good.
Cynthia, are you done? You didn't leave a mess, did you? I was just joking. I met Cynthia. I'm not going to show her because you can't show your face here.
Dude, he's so crazy. It's the housekeeper, by the way.
Oh, okay. He's the Gary Busey of steroids.
Yeah.
And steroids do that to you. I had a buddy of mine in Birmingham that was on roids.
Oh, no.
And I tell you, he had crazy eyes, bloodshot eyes, veiny, looked horrible, moody, pissed off. I mean, just bad. And maybe that was 80 steroids. Who knows? Maybe there's better blends. I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe
either.
he was just on a straight-up horse tranquilizer. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's got the same characteristics. People stopped hanging out with him.
And he's got one pupil that's bigger than the other.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's somebody in the comments said that he had a brain injury not too long ago. So I don't know if that's playing
All right.
into this. But his wife is not in any of these. So
Well, I mean, since he's been, he needs a new con. I mean, yeah, the liver thing got blown out of the water, so he needs a new con. So he's just going to be the crazy guy, and that's fine. I mean, I like crazy people. Passes the time, you know.
Right.
Primals.
So another video, he said, we're going to go somewhere today here in Austin. If anybody knows where Seth Rogen's, the other version of him that rhymes with blow, if anyone knows where his family is going to be today, if you could let my team know so that we can stay within 200 yards, not close to them, to stay away from them. So he's implying that there's a restraining order.
See, I think it cancels.
And he's supposed to be like, we're not supposed to say that.
Okay.
God,
All right.
It's just like,
well,
yeah, we're off the deep end.
Well, his primals will figure it out. Yeah, I mean, it kind of cancels each other out. You can't be terroristic and then giving yourself a coffee enema at the same time and be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. Whatever. He's Gary Busey. Whatever. You can milk that thing forever. You just got to yell at people. Yelling at people gets you a lot of attention, especially if you go after celebrities and then a celebrity fires back. Now you've got something. Now you're going to make the news.
So far, Joe Rogan's kept his distance from the drama and has not made any public comments about it. But according to legal documents obtained by TMZ. Joe told detectives he wasn't sure why he was being targeted, and he had heard that the influencer was, quote, significantly unstable, and it seems like he needs some help. He also stated that he hasn't had any interaction with him, and he considered his post to be threatening. I would say so.
I don't know. I'm less inclined. He's going for clicks. I don't know. It didn't sound too crazy. I mean, he wants it to sound crazy, but that didn't sound that crazy to me.
Well, but when you have a family to protect, and there's somebody that's off their medication,
right? That's what I say. If you're talking about true schizophrenia, then we're talking about something else,
right?
Because that was Jodie Foster stuff,
right.
You know,
you can downplay it all you want until you're staring at somebody with mental illness sitting in your kitchen, and you're like, holy crap.
Hey, you want some? What do you want with your liver?
You know what I mean?
You like the cottage cheese, or do you like the applesauce?
Right,
with your raw liver.
Until they're freaking filleting you, you know, you're like, oh, I guess I should have taken it seriously.
Don't listen. Your family's safe. I got them tied up. They're out in the swimming pool. Everything's fine.
Right.
I emptied the water.
You know
Everything's fine. Listen, we're gonna figure this out, Joe. You and me.
So I'm. Obviously,
you know, it'd be great if they set up a thing where Liver King broke in and took Joe Rogan hostage while it was during the podcast, and then like it was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that would be something special.
I would listen to that one,
and then send what's his name from Minnesota down to break it and rescue
Jesse Ventura.
Okay, brothers.
Oh my God.
We got to go get Joe Rogan from this guy. He's crazy. Listen, I know you're listening to me on the subterranean.
Where's Alex Jones?
Submarine frequency, and I know you can hear me, brother. So let's go to Austin.
Put Alex Jones in there, and we have and Aaron Rodgers.
We could send a missile in and take them all out at the same time.
Dude. Shut up.
Effing perfect. No more assholes. No more assholes. Done.
All right.
People, relax.
What a complete waste
We are killing it online. Have you guys checked the comments?
of cyberspace.
Smoke That Skin Wagon says, you guys are killing it.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
We're internet sensations.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
It's creepy. It's creepy. Oh my God. All right, nightmares. Do you have nightmares?
I've had nightmares. I haven't had one. It seems like in a while.
I had a work nightmare early this morning, actually. I haven't had a nightmare in a long time. But it was weird. We were all, it was us work people, but we were working together, but we were not in radio. We were working together in a kitchen, and it was terrible. And everybody got burnt.
Well, if it's terrible, it must not have been taco night.
No, there was a problem with the fryer.
Oh, no. Did I stick your head in the fryer?
No, but everybody got burnt but me because I was all like, y'all doing it wrong.
Winning. Head not in the fryer. Winning.
A new study found that too many nightmares can actually kill you. People who average at least one nightmare a week are 3 times more likely to die before they hit 70.
Wow.
Yeah.
What
holy
for?
smokes.
What for?
I don't know. It's associated with significantly accelerated biological aging.
What about waking nightmares? I could talk about that first marriage.
Oh,
Too soon. Too soon.
Nightmare frequencies in adults was self-reported at the start of the study, with participants followed for up to 19 years. For children, nightmare frequency was reported by their parents at the beginning of the study. Results showed that adults reporting weekly nightmares were more than 3 times as likely to die prematurely compared to those who rarely or never experienced nightmares. Children and adults with more frequent nightmares also exhibited faster biological aging. That is crazy.
Wow.
Which accounted for approximately 40% of the heightened mortality risk.
That's hard to believe. I've never had nightmares. I mean, I've had them, and they've woken me up before. It's like I'm running, and but nothing specific like your fryer thing. Nothing that specific. The dreams I remember are not nightmares.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a blocker or mechanism or something.
Or maybe you're just not having them.
Or maybe I'm not having them. I don't know. Mine are just weird. Mm-hmm. Just weird reference points throughout my life. It's really. Last night I dreamt about my mom. We were in our old house. I like it when I dream about our old house where I grew up in Ohio. That's neat. But we were in the kitchen just like it was just yesterday. And I don't remember what we were doing exactly. Anyways, I remembered this morning, but then I had to pee. Whenever I pee, I forget stuff. And then that's it. And then my happy dreams are when I'm flying. That's when I feel the best.
Yeah.
And when I fly, I always fly over our church in our neighborhood. How weird is that? I always look down at the big pines around our neighborhood church.
And you're flying in Ohio?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I've read before that when you dream about like your childhood home.
I have a Browns hoodie on.
Really? That's very specific.
No, I just made that.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that's like your safe spot.
That's a
you
good.
know what I mean?
That I would not disagree with that.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's like your reset spot for your brain emotionally and everything else. Like it's so because sometimes I'll dream about my childhood, which we moved a lot. So like I have my childhood home. We stayed there for 5 years.
But do you ever dream you're flying?
No, I've never had a flying
That's
dream.
a great dream.
Never had a flying
It's just
dream.
so pleasant.
Yeah.
It's just so nice, so easy.
That's cool.
And you feel like $1 million. I don't know why. I just remember how I feel when I wake up.
So, okay, this is weird.
I wonder if I feel the same if I had a dream where I was shoving your face into a deep fryer.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you would too. Maybe we can will it. Just think about it before you go to bed. Okay, listen. Notably, weekly nightmares were found to be a stronger predictor of premature death than other established risk factors like smoking, obesity, poor diet, and low physical activity.
Say hot air ballooning.
I know, right? I know, kidding. But that's crazy. Those are huge risk factors.
Yeah, 100%.
And the nightmares are a stronger predictor than all of those huge risk factors.
So the movies weren't lying. Nightmare on Elm Street was not lying.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Our sleeping brains cannot distinguish dreams from reality. That's why nightmares often wake us up sweating, gasping for breath, with our hearts pounding, because our fight or flight response has been triggered. This stress reaction can be even more intense than anything we experience while awake. Nightmares lead to prolonged elevations of cortisol, which is a stress hormone closely linked to faster cellular aging. For those who frequently experience nightmares, the cumulative stress may significantly impact the aging process. Additionally, nightmares disrupt both sleep quality and duration, impairing the body's essential overnight cellular restoration and repair. The combined effects of chronic stress and disrupted sleep likely contribute to the accelerated aging of our cells and bodies. The association between frequent nightmares and accelerated aging remained consistent across all ages, sexes, ethnicities, and mental health statuses, indicating a universal effect. Even monthly nightmares were linked to faster aging and increased mortality compared to rare or no nightmares, emphasizing the importance of reducing nightmare frequency across the population. That's insane.
Now, that is hard to believe.
Holy crap.
Hard to believe. Man, they can do a study on anything. And these days, it's hard to tell what's nightmare and what's reality. I mean, you just turn on the news, and you're like, wow, what a nightmare. How many times have you said that?
Dude, right.
Or,
pretty much every day.
or Trump this morning in the White House lawn. Israel and Iran. Effing nightmare. He actually dropped an F-bomb. It was sweet.
He did.
It was actually really sweet.
Did.
It was well executed.
It was. I've never seen anything like it.
How many nightmares do we have a year? Did you already say that? Do we have an average?
Oh, let's see.
Because I bet I have one. God, if that. I don't know what's up with that. Strange.
Around 85% of adults report having at least one nightmare per year.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That seems about right. Usually when I have a nightmare, like the dream that I had about work, it was stressful, but it wasn't at night because I didn't feel in danger. I was just really irritated with everybody because nobody knew what they were doing and nobody was listening to me, which feels like work.
See you, bam.
But no. But when I have a nightmare where I feel in danger and stuff, it takes me a while to recover from it. Like I'll be shook for an hour or so because it's just hard for your brain to separate that. You know what I mean? Like, because you're, like it said in there, your brain doesn't know what's real and what's not. It doesn't. Like even when you have that, like a therapy trick when you're thinking, when you're having thoughts where you're like, oh my God, I'm scared that this is going to happen. You're supposed to put a separator in there for your brain. I'm having a thought that I'm scared that the boogeyman's going to come out and get me, right? And so that separator helps your brain realize what's real and what's not. But when you're dreaming, you don't have a separator. Your brain doesn't know. So that's why it's like you're just kind of effed up for a while after you wake up from that nightmare because as far as your brain's concerned, you actually went through that.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't know.
I remember my extreme dreams. I remember the nightmare being unpleasant. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I also remember the unpleasantness as much as I remember the amazing feeling of flying.
Yeah.
So two highs in different ways.
Right.
Or however you want to classify it. But, it's strange stuff. Mm-hmm. Strange stuff. Fascinating.
It is fascinating.
That's cool.
Man, the brain. Crazy.
We thought uploading to the cloud was something completely different. The JJO Morning Show Podcast. Johnny and D, JJO.
Okay, so I thought this might be kind of fun to talk about. If you were born before 1990, do you remember trying to understand what an app was? We all have more skills now than we had then, but there are also some old skills that we don't need anymore.
Old skill.
Yeah. So people online are talking about the now obsolete skills that, we once had.
All right, hit me.
Or still have. But we will never forget, even though they're no longer needed. Now, obviously, radio people, we have skills, like editing a reel-to-reel.
Yeah. The pancake reels. Those are gone. No razor blades anymore.
No.
Lost a lot of good men out there.
Yeah, totally. I remember I was so impressed with myself because I could edit swears out of phone calls. I could have that phone call teed up and ready to go in 45 seconds and get it on the air.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, totally. Like,
I was still razor blading and taping phone calls together at the old JJO.
Yeah.
When we started in 97. We came over here and went digital, but man, oh, man.
Because I was on nights on 99 editing phone calls on reel-to-reel.
I was running sound effects off reel-to-reel. It was.
That's so funny.
You should have seen me when I was at Z104 in between songs, man, because that was a caller-intensive, stupid top 40 radio show.
Right.
And, you had to be wacky and have a phone call on every suck.
Right.
And I could whip up a pretty badass phone call in a minute and a half. I was pretty good at it, man. I was a surgeon at that thing. You had to be.
Oh, yeah.
To be top-notch and number one in your time slot. You had to be pretty nimble around the razor blade.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, totally. All right, so here we go. Programming a VCR.
There it is.
Yeah, totally.
Who's that dude that snuck out with my VCR at my garage sale?
Chris Farmer.
Yeah, he owes me $5. Mm-hmm. Never forget.
Dude, don't. He paid you.
I know he paid.
He's an honorable man.
It's going to cost $290 to fix it, but to get it running. But
rewinding cassettes with a pencil, like when the cassette would,
if you can find a pencil. Right.
I had one in here for the longest time. I just threw it away after years.
I don't see many pencils around.
Loading a 35 millimeter camera and then developing the film.
Oh, forget about it.
That's so funny. I was somebody posted on their Facebook. They were watching a movie with their kid, and their kid was like, "What are those tasers?" And no, it was somebody had a bunch of disposable cameras on a table, and the kid thought they were tasers, and so then the parent had to explain what disposable cameras were.
That's
and I was
funny.
like, "Oh my god,
that's really good." Like you go to a wedding and there'd be 10 of those disposables on a table.
Yeah,
so funny.
Yep, totally. All right, here we go. Driving a stick shift.
Oh yeah,
totally.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
Man, and I tell you, that's a good way it's a nice theft deterrent these days.
You're missing out on a lot of fun not having a 5-speed, let me tell you.
Oh, my God.
You got the right car.
I had a 5-speed Dodge Shadow.
Oh, yeah.
I think it haul ass.
We had a Mercury Zephyr, man, 4-speed.
Oh
God, I felt like Dale Earnhardt out there driving to school. It was so cool.
We're going over now obsolete skills that people born before the 90s won't forget.
Writing in cursive. Or reading cursive.
Yeah, I wonder if they can.
The only cursive I see anymore is really when you're buying a card for somebody. Mm-hmm. And even then, like Happy Mother's Day, it's in some kind of fancy, like it makes everything okay, I guess.
Yeah. This one I'm going to argue because I feel like kids these days probably... Well, maybe they don't. Making a weed pipe out of a pop can.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
I made a weed pipe can over at somebody's house that works here that throws an annual party. I won't say her name. But she's not involved. She didn't know we were doing it. We were smoking weed in their basement. But I don't bring her name up because she's a big deal, Pam Yankee. But, folks.
Fun bags. Fun
bags, as we say around the barn. Anyways.
Okay. Making a brown paper bag book covers for school books.
Oh, wow. I forgot about that.
Dude, I know, right? I was like, memory unlocked.
Yeah, that's kind of badass. That's badass.
Writing a check.
Yeah.
Addressing an envelope. I'll throw those two together.
I remember in school, very specifically, learning how to fill out, write on the front of an envelope. Your return address.
Oh,
and,
yeah, dude.
Everything had to be on the right line and perfectly laid out.
Uh-huh.
I remember doing that in school.
For sure.
Life skills.
The Dewey Decimal System. Yeah, that's a good call.
Oof.
That's a good call. Let's see.
What about reading a map? Because everybody unfolds this thing and go, what is this place? It's Wyoming, you dumbass.
Right. Well, this is a state. You happen to be on Wyoming.
Oh, well, they don't show that on my Google map. Okay.
Yeah. And then someone else said on here, I have Jenny's number memorized, 867-5.
Yeah, buddy. 884-0102, our childhood phone lines.
Yeah, dude.
So cool.
Rubbing one out with the JCPenney's women's underwear section.
I'm not going to say I didn't. I'm not going to say I did. But, yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, I like those. It's crazy to think about. I'm
trying to think of some other ones. Boy, oh boy. like TV repair. You know, my grandfather had his own TV repair shop in the 50s and 60s, probably into the 70s. But, you know, he had that wand, that black thing you slowly wave in front of the screen. You'd, like, demagnetize it.
Yeah.
And I'd go on calls with him and stuff. It was fascinating. He had his own shop. And now, you know, TV breaks now, you just kind of throw it away.
You go buy a new one.
You just get a new one.
Yeah, totally, because they're so cheap. Yeah, it was all those things. You used to keep them forever, repair them and keep them forever.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like we don't fix anything. We just toss it.
Yeah. Rewinding a cassette tape. That's hilarious. What is this thing?
Oh, my God. I remember doing that in my car. Like, I had a pencil in my car for when my car chewed up the tapes.
Yep.
And so you'd pull out the tape and you'd have to use your knee on the steering wheel.
Yeah. What about a slide rule? Do we still use, somebody somewhere still use slide rule?
No, I didn't even use a slide rule.
I was watching Apollo 13. They all had their slide rules on. What about typing? See, that's the one thing. Well, I mean, that's still kind of a thing you need. That paid off most for me in school.
Yeah, I wonder because
I'm a pecker,
right?
But I can peck really quick, and all that really helped.
So much is on the tablets now, which is
right.
different than the actual keyboard. Yeah.
How about somebody that can fix a typewriter? Now, there's a long
like an
list.
actual typewriter. Oh my God.
How about I can't think when I'm in junior high. How about unhooking a bra in the backseat of a car?
Well, no one's having sex anymore. So
nobody's talking to anybody.
There's no conversation. It's fine.
Nobody cares.
Using a rotary dial phone.
Yep.
Telling time with an analog clock. Yeah.
Yep.
All of that.
I still like hand signals when you're on a bike turning. That takes me back.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.